Right, sorry, are you kidding me, mate?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
That's literally ridiculous, yeah.
Come
on, mate, boom.
Quality.
That's done, that's it, we're going with that. 100%. Hello and welcome to another video, and we are in Manchester. We are back at the Radcliffe Group because today I'm going to be doing a Premier League medical.
Let's go. 1.
5 seconds, get everything out now, everything out. Sprint.
So, simple premise. When a Premier League team sign a player, so for example, Man United just signed Anthony, right, for like 85 million. By the way, probably the worst signing in English history. They undergo a medical. So he would have flown into Man United or to Manchester. They take him, they go through a series of like medical tests, exams to make sure there are no underlying issues there, VO2 max, etc. They say, yeah, all good, and then he signs. I'm going to be doing that exact test today. So we are here. I'm scared. Let's head in. We're in. Jake, what is happening today? What are we doing?
So today we're going to mock up a football medical. So we'll go through all the stuff that we'd look to go through with the athletes coming into clinic. We're going to break it down into 5 key aspects: range of movement, rate of force development, peak force. We'll then look into some more of the VO2 max testing and the lactate testing for endurance. So throughout those first 3 concepts, which will be done with myself, we're looking at any abnormalities from one side to the other. That kind of looks at, you know, players that will be predisposed to injury. So we've got to make sure that we're aware of everything going on. We'll then go into the endurance stuff and the lactate stuff that will be done by the sports scientists. So working as a multidisciplinary team here.
Yeah, that's what I'm particularly dreading. Like I know, I don't know what I'm sure you've got like a leaderboard, but I feel like this is going to set a new record for like the cardiovascular endurance.
We'll go through some benchmarks, no pressure.
Okay, let's begin.
Right, first and foremost, looking at observations, so looking at kind of musculature, seeing if there's any imbalances, anything that I need to be aware of. And I want you to come and touch your toes for me, Matt. As we're dropping down, you can see right side's lifting up, there's increased tone here, and you can see that SIJ is a little bit stuck as it rises up. Come and bring yourself back up for me. So the tone in the left-hand side isn't as great as when you come over to that left-hand side, and you can see the right side rises up and you've got increased tone there. And again, nice and relaxed, come and bring that right knee up towards your chest. And back down, so you can see how you're putting all your weight through that left-hand side, and back up again for me, just so we can compare. And you can see how my left thumb is just dropping down, so moving nice and free. And back down for me. Class you. Obviously gone through stage 1, looks at all the range of movement stuff. With regards to that, obviously there's a few areas of tightness kind of predisposed with, you know, previous injuries. So from your triple jump days, that kind of right side, you've got tightness in that back. That's obviously going to be a compensation strategy. And obviously the hip flexors as well from your triple jumping days potentially, or whether it's to do with, you know, powerlifting. It's going to be kind of like a causal factor. We're now going to look at the strength stuff, so see if there's any discrepancies from there. We're going to use the handheld dynamometer now. So this is going to look at strength, but it's also going to break it down into, you know, peak force and rate of force production. So they're 2 really important things when it comes to sport. And what we're going to do is we're going to get you in laying on your front. We're going to look at leg flexion, leg extension, you know, almost as if you're replicating kicking the ball. Good. Push. Keep it going all the way.
I'm weak, mate. Hamstrings are weak.
Okay. So,
no save, we're reading.
Yeah, save that. Okay. Calibrating again. When you're ready, push. Go on you. Push. Class you all the way. Keep it going. 3, 2, 1.
That feels pathetic, but okay.
Come on, push. Good. Keep it going all the way. Try and drive that heel towards your bum. Let's go. Keep it going all the way. Push.
Left side's weak, mate.
3, 2, 1. Drive. Good. Keep it going. Class, keep it going. 3, 2, 1. So, again, looking at hip flexor rather than lower back strength next time. Keep it going all the way. Keep it going. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Class you. So just looking at the results on here, we can obviously see rate of force production is quite equal both sides. But then when it comes to that, you know, peak force, you're stronger on that left side as opposed to that right, which could show, you know, for the last 6 months of training, you know, looking at that left-hand side, focusing on that left-hand side. What we'd also want to kind of look at is your ability to disassociate muscle groups. So it's looking at the kinetic control philosophy, whereby obviously there was a few compensation strategies when we were doing some of that testing.
Yeah.
So whether it shows a true result or whether there's other elements that are, you know, kicking in which would then predispose to injury. Having done all the assessment-based stuff in the treatment rooms, we'll go through to the gym now, looking at more functional movement patterns. So the big one that we're looking at is the Kaiser squat. So it's that ability to generate force through a triple extension pattern.
Okay. So with this, right, obviously the higher you set the resistance, the more ability you have to bring that peak power up. Yeah.
Newton's law, force is equal to mass times acceleration. The more mass you do, the quicker the acceleration, the more force you're able to produce.
Physics lesson as well, love it. I've been learning all the time here.
Ross Barkley's peak power, so the record they've had is 3,000 peak power. So straight away, that's the goal. I'm beating that. I'm not leaving until I've beaten that.
So looking at setting the resistance, dropping down underneath, feet shoulder width apart. Okay, get yourself set. Pass through your positioning. You're going to drop down into that optimum position that we're looking at, so it's, you know, exploding out of the blocks when we're doing a sprint. So you're looking at driving up and getting that as high a peak power as you can.
16.26 though. Jake's coming straight in with a big 16.26. How much would that play into, you know, medical? Obviously you're assessing like, you know, injury risk and underlying problems. Would you also be assessing performance to an extent? You would, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because if you're not going to get paid the big bucks if you're not able to produce, are you? So that's why they do testing.
So I've put out a 3.5k on the market. There's going to be some big money bids coming in.
Dropping down into that squat position.
Oh, I'm getting close. Come on. That's the nicest feeling, just releasing all of that pressure off my shoulder. Thing is, yeah, you can go beyond, you can go up on your toes, can't you?
Yeah.
And because of my Achilles, I'm too scared to do that. If I was able to go up on my toes, I think I could, because I'm having to like stop myself at the top.
Yeah.
I reckon I'd be pushing, I reckon I'd get near 4k, you know.
Really?
So yeah, because I'm missing on that whole 3,200. But I'm too scared to go on my toes.
He was joking, Ross Parker at 3.5.
British bobsleigh team.
Yeah.
I hate this shit on your parade, but they got 5,000.
5,000?
Yeah. British bobsleigh team. So they're sponsored by Kaiser, so they do a lot of work with them. So we had one of the guys from Kaiser come in and tell us that, you know, they can hit 5,000.
I think, right, give me like another month, or like when my Achilles is 100%, the ability to go up on my toes, I think, yeah. I reckon 5k's on the horizon.
All due, you got the record arm machine.
It's good enough for me.
Class, right, should we head over for the VO2 max up? Yeah. So now we're going to look at doing the endurance aspects. We've just done the power output. We're looking at VO2 max and lactate testing. So Stuart's going to be leading through all this.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay, so remind me your name?
Matt.
Matt.
Surname is Morsia, M-O-R-S-I-A.
Is there any history of heart disease in your immediate family?
No.
Are you suffering from any infectious skin diseases or blood infections such as hepatitis B or HIV?
No.
Are you currently taking any medication?
No.
Is there anything to your knowledge that may prevent you from participating in the testing today? Have you consumed alcohol in the last 24 hours? What would you say your diet's been over the past 2 days? Poor, average, good or excellent?
Average.
Perfect. Okay, right,
So
so
if I die, Europe's gone to
yeah, that's it. Do you exactly know what you're going to be doing?
Very vaguely.
We'll do a quick warm-up because the test itself is quite progressive in nature.
Yeah.
So you'll do about 10 minutes just easy pedalling, then we'll jump you.
10 minutes is such a long.
And then what you'll do is you'll do 4-minute stages where the watts will increase by 20 watts.
Is it a standard, like, what's the starting point? It's a baseline standard?
Yeah, there is some research like guidelines in terms of where you should start off on, so beginners and intermediates and advanced and then elites and so on.
Yeah.
So we'll start you off on beginner stroke intermediate, and then what we'll do is progress you from there. Once we've then got your lactate curve, we'll stop doing lactate samples and we'll just take you to your VO2 max, where we'll increase the watts then by 20 but every minute. I need you to pop on a heart rate monitor. Spin around. That's it. Right, we'll just do blood pressure as well. Make sure that's okay. And we'll have to do that though.
you had two people that are similar in cardiovascular endurance, but like one of them's heavier, you'd expect them to have a higher VO2 max?
Lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So heavier. So
Brilliant.
hence why
Mine's gonna be terrible.
marathon runners,
Yeah.
cyclists, they have a higher VO2, but they're
Yeah.
because of the weight.
I think I'm going to set some records today for like baseline. I'm going to you're going to have to reevaluate everything you thought was possible in terms of terrible VO2 max.
Sitting on each strap.
Literally being strapped to the bike, I can't even, there's like no escape. Okay, so you're taking a finger prick blood thing, how frequently?
Every 4 minutes.
Okay, just while I'm here, just take it off my finger.
Yeah, so that's why the cling film's there. Cleanliness.
Okay, bleed out.
Well, you're not going to bleed out, hopefully. But it's
out.
just more hygienic. That's it.
Yeah.
So 1.3 is generally a typical value.
Okay.
So if it was much lower than that, it'd mean obviously you're really well rested.
Yeah.
If it's much higher than that, it may mean that there's a bit of lactate still in the body from maybe doing too hard of exercise the day before. But what tends to happen is as you do your first couple of intervals, your lactate will actually drop as your body is working it through the system.
So we're doing like I've requested a saddle change, so I never ride a bike, right? On the odd occasion I do. That's quite an intense, like, hard saddle. Within 2 minutes, my gooch is in absolute pieces. So look at this, like, we've got a soft, squidgy gel cushion. It looks much more luxurious. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
So, you ready?
Well, you think darkness is your ally?
Before the end of the 4 minutes, I'll hold this up, and all I want you to do is just point to where you're feeling, okay? 1.4, so yours has risen by 0.1, so it was 1.3 last time, it's now 1.4. Lactate's slowly climbing up, it's nowhere near his LT1 yet. So a little jump now, gone up from 11 to 13. Yeah, so what we're looking to see with lactate, this point here is normally around 4 millimoles of lactate. And that's the intensity that you can hold for roughly about 50 minutes to an hour. Okay, and then after that, you're starting to get towards VO2 max. So from this point, it gets very hard very quickly. Lactate's now at 2.5, so that means we've gone above the first threshold. So we've now gone above this point here. So you're now moving into this point, so it's going to start getting hard quite quickly now. So we're moving into the upper third of the test now. Now it's about how long you can dig in for. It's 319, okay, last step there then, come on. Alright, you gotta go through tray, everything you've got now for 1 minute. Come on, push, 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 go for 1 minute. Go, 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 go. You've got 35 seconds left. Come on, push, 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 push. That's it, you're nearly there. Keep it going, keep it going. Come on, push, 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 push. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. 15 seconds. Last 15. Come on. Push, 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 push. Nearly there, 5 seconds. Get everything out now, everything out. Sprint, everything you've got. And stop it there. Well done. Well done. Excellent effort. Has anyone got a drink? Well done. Perfect. Just touch your arm. Perfect. Just turn you. Feel okay? Well done. Well done. Good effort. We'll take your last good lactate and see what it is. Okay, so VO2 46.6 milliliters per kilogram per minute. So that basically indicates, based off your height, weight, age, and obviously with you being male, is it within 116% of predicted. So what it had you predicted as, you'll be on that. Last lactate 10.2. So one of the measures is it'll base these measurements, so you've got to get above 8 millimoles, and you're well. So you definitely went to max. Max heart rate was 170. So your VO2, based off everything from normative, is sat within the good to excellent. So that's even with weight considering. So yeah, if you were 10 kilos lighter, you'd be in the superior.
I did some cardio that I definitely would have.
Yeah. So now that shows you've got good cardio. Right, do you want to hop on and do a cool down? Or?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Good effort, good test, bloody hell. So your lactate went up nicely, your ventilation went up nicely, your VO2 went up. It was probably a perfect test, to be honest. Most of the pro footballers were anywhere between 60 millilitres and 70, to be honest. So
I'll take that. The pro footballers at 60 and I'm at 40, almost 47.
Yeah, but like saying as well, because that is divided by weight, if you were the same weight as them, you would be hitting those sort of numbers. So 46.6.
That's mad, to be honest, because I consider my cardio to be very, very below average.
Yeah, so 46.6 for, like saying, in terms of normative data from a health point of view, you're good, nearly on excellent. So forget footballing, but just from a general health, that's real.
That's sick, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Appreciate it, bud. Okay, we're done. CJ, thoughts?
Well, all I could think about was you just sounding and looking like Bane.
Really?
The whole time.
I didn't, it wasn't until
and
the
there's
end.
one moment when you were like, get behind me.
That's a terrible version. It wasn't until the end that I realised I could hear my breathing. Do you know what? That test, I was literally terrified. It actually wasn't too bad. It was only the last few minutes where it went from like not much to really bad. The rest of it was more just that, like, you know, low-key discomfort, boredom, hurting my gooch is just absolutely shredded right now, like not in a good way, in a bad way. What do you say?
It's exactly what Matt likes.
It's not, I don't want to shred a gooch. Long story short, I'm basically a Premier League footballer. That's what we've established. That's the conclusion here, is I'm pretty much, I just need to get good at football now and then. Well, actually I am quite a decent footballer, to be fair.
What happened last time you played football?
I ruptured my Achilles. But yeah. That's that, it's done, it's over. That was an insight into what it is like to undergo a Premier League medical as a footballer. Pretty insightful. I mean, in terms of my performance, like nowhere near as bad as I thought. Again, I was thinking myself as having terrible cardio. Particularly, like I said, after the Achilles rupture, I've done 0 cardio for like 5 months. So I thought it'd be worse than that. That wasn't too bad. They were pretty happy with the numbers and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Big thanks to the Ragnar group again for hooking me up. That was a really cool insight, I think. That's the video done, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Any suggestions? I'm literally lying by road. Any suggestions for videos like this? Challenges, tests I can undergo, stuff you'd be interested to see, let me know in the comment section. Sign up to the Moisture app if you're not already. Greatest fitness app on the planet. Top link in the description. And I'll see you tomorrow.